But I mean, it's to be expected. This is a $100 product, and this is also equally a $100 product. How you doing? How you be? Top to the AB. And actually, I'm going to be doing a product review today of the PlayStation Backbone while my internet is recovering. PlayStation Backbone is basically a all-in-one kind of portable way to play the PlayStation 5 or 4. You can essentially hook it up to your phone and use it as a remote and use it to play whatever game that is currently on your PlayStation. You can play it on your phone. There is something that's kind of similar here. This is the Razer Kishi. This came out, I'm gonna say like a year ago, and it basically gives you the exact same features, but it also supports Android, whereas this only supports the iPhone. However, it does have some quirks about it that I find interesting, so we're just gonna go ahead and do an unboxing and take a look at this guy. Let's go ahead and just read the back here. So basically it says the Backbone transforms your iPhone into a next level gaming device. Plays games that support controllers or connect services like PS Remote Play, Xbox Game Pass, Apple Arcade, and much more. And it also has buttons to record and edit game clips, low latency, and no charging needed. So we're just gonna put this off to the side here. Let's go ahead and open this guy up. Okay, well, it comes with absolutely nothing. Okay, so this is an adapter for the iPhone Pro and the iPhone Pro Max. I do not have the iPhone Pro, so I don't need this little adapter here, but that's what this is for. Okay, cool. So if you look there, it just basically has an adapter for the iPhone Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So because I don't have those, I'm not gonna worry about it. So if we move this out of the way, it just says snap in, and this is all you get. Okay, so first off, the first thing that I noticed as soon as I take it out of the box is this guy does not get smaller than this. So this is pretty much it. It doesn't get much smaller than the way it's currently set up. Like if you look at the Razer Kishi, like this thing here gets super portable. And then of course it can open all the way back up. So if we do this here so you can get an idea. So we basically have a PS5 controller here. This is the Backbone, and then this is the Razer Kishi. But the Razer Kishi can fold into a small pretzel, essentially. So let's actually just go ahead and just get a nice feel for the buttons and that D-pad's a little mushy. Buttons are okay when you compare them to like. Okay, this is obviously 100 times better. I'm gonna say 100 times better, but it's most definitely better. But I mean, it's to be expected. This is a $100 product, and this is also equally a $100 product. But the buttons on here feel much better, of course. But they do have the same texture. So if you look, it says, it still has the buttons layout. It has a similar texture, but its press is very akin to the Nintendo Switch. So I actually do have a Nintendo Switch over here, and the press, it feels like a Nintendo Switch. That's exactly what it reminds me of. But the Nintendo Switch has a bit more spring back than this guy here. This guy here is much more plushy. It almost feels like this guy here, it's like a little weaker than the Nintendo Switch, but it doesn't feel like the actual PlayStation controller buttons. So let me actually feel the Kishi real quick here just so I can remember. Okay, it feels better than the Kishi. I'll tell you that much right now. Kishi is incredibly mushy. This right here actually just has a bit more playback to it, or a bit more recoil, so that it comes back to you a little bit more. So I would say this is the more superior product when it comes to just the button feel. This feels better than this one here. This one here just feels a little bit more mushy. But let's go ahead and move this off to the side here and let's actually take a look at this product. So this right here expands so that it can fit most phones. I have an iPhone 12, something like that. I can't remember what version it is these days, but I'm pretty sure it's the iPhone 12. And we're gonna go ahead, okay, so that fits in really nicely. If we compare it to the size of a Nintendo Switch, we can see here that they are, if I actually have this facing the right direction, they are almost the exact same size. The Nintendo Switch is a little bit bigger here, and this is the original Nintendo Switch, this isn't the new one. So the Nintendo Switch is a little bit bigger, but it feels the exact same way. So if we look at the button pressing and the layout, it looks very akin to the Nintendo Switch. So if you are comfortable with the way the Nintendo Switch feels, then you're gonna pretty much like this, because this feels pretty good, especially with this type of an iPhone. So if you have an iPhone 12 Max, whatever, this should feel pretty pretty good for you. So let's go ahead and move this back over here. And all right, and let's go ahead and give this a shot here. So essentially this guy here is actually supposed to be compatible with PS Remote Play. I do have some games loaded up and I've already set up Remote Play. I'll put a video on how to actually set up Remote Play later on. Okay, after you put in your credentials, it gives you the Welcome to Backbone screen where it says, congrats, your Backbone comes with a free trial of Backbone Plus and exclusive perks. So we're just gonna hit continue and take a look at this. Backbone Plus. Capture, edit, and share gameplay, all your games in one place, free games and access to cloud gaming services like Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, party up and play with friends, exclusive product deals, and monthly in-game items is what Backbone Plus is, which is interesting. Stay up to date, know when new games are added, friends are online, or when your highlight goes viral, which won't happen. I'm not that good, so we'll do this later. It's not that big a deal. Share great moments, record unlimited gameplay at 1080p 30 FPS by pressing this button here. So that's pretty cool. We'll just go ahead and hit OK, I got that. Secure your bragging rights, press blank to record. Okay, I got that, man. You already told me. Okay, and then you hold to take a screenshot. That's pretty cool. Keep your clips safe. Okay, allow access to all photos. Find your friends on Backbone faster. Allow. Okay. Skip. I don't need you to find my friends. Skip, man. Okay, got it. Play your Xbox, PlayStation, or PC anywhere. Okay, got it. So the PlayStation Backbone also works with Xbox or anything like that, because essentially all it really is a controller. Now it does have apps that make it compatible with PlayStation, but it's not necessarily PlayStation only. The Remote Play. Select the console. We're just gonna select our console here. I don't even know what that number is, but I'm assuming that's mine. Let's go ahead and give this a try. We'll go ahead and try with Horizon Forbidden West. It is a PlayStation exclusive that I happen to have, as well as we have some that aren't PlayStation exclusives. So we'll try a few different games here to see, you know, how it performs. Forbidden West, let's try that. It does help that the buttons are PlayStation buttons, so you kind of know where everything is. You don't have to play with it a whole lot. But the button layout, whether it's, you know, X or A or whatever, it doesn't make too much of a difference because it all still is the same. But oh my god, this looks amazing though. Let me see. Okay, let's try to give this a try. Okay, so first thing I noticed is that it's not very friendly to big hands, because I don't have anything to do with this, right? So all my hand movement, like for example, on the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Switch is so big that these fingers are using to hold it, so they're not just hanging. Whereas with this one here, it's kind of small, so it's not really designed for my fingers. So now my hands are kind of not doing anything. So it feels a little weird, like it's a little bit of a strain, but it's not too bad. Hold L2. Okay, so with Horizon Forbidden West, it actually looks amazing. So I don't really have any problems. There's no real latency that I can see. Now I am on Wi-Fi and I'm not wired, but it feels pretty good. I don't really see too much of an issue here. Let me go and sip in some red stuff just so I can see how quick it is. Yeah, no, this feels pretty good. I don't really have any issues with this whatsoever. What is that? Okay. Try not to die while showing this. So right off the bat though, these buttons feel pretty good. They're good enough to play with for sure. Like if we just move around and just try to jump and all that kind of stuff and roll and dodge and everything, this actually feels really good. So I don't really have a problem with it. Now, I'm not crazy about the way this feels because there is a little bit of a tip right here, so that whenever you push down on it, it feels like you're gonna pull it off. So like over time, it makes me think that this right here may actually come off. But outside of that, it feels pretty good. I mean, you can't really complain. It's $100. You know, it's right around the price of the Kishi. They're right around the exact same price, but this feels pretty good. Like, I don't have any complaints. Now, let me see if these buttons here. Okay, cool. Now, it should be noted that, you know, the PlayStation Remote Play is available on Android and iOS, even though this guy is only available on iOS, the backbone. Okay, let's go ahead and check Persona 5 Royale, which is a PS4 exclusive instead of a PS5 exclusive. Let's just see if this works as well. It should. Now, it should be noted that I haven't played Persona 5 before. I just had the game, but I haven't had a chance to actually play it, so I do apologize because I'm gonna look like a total noob, but it's enough for us to at least test to make sure that it works fine. So Persona 5 seems to be working just fine. So I don't think it really has any problems with compatibility, like kind of unlike, you know, systems like Steam Deck, whereas the Steam Deck really does have issues struggling with certain games on the Steam store. You don't really have that issue too much here. It looks like it works just fine. Now, shooters may be a different thing, but it won't be because of the controller. If it is, it's going to be because of your Wi-Fi. The controller seems to be fine. Like, I don't really feel any type of lag here at all. It's very similar to Horizon, where it feels perfectly fine. I don't really see anything wrong here. I can move around just fine. I can jump just fine. I can basically just play this game just fine, and I can see the screen really well. So let's actually just move on here and talk about this port. So this port here is supposed to be a pass-through, but it also should allow you to hook up to an iPad or a monitor or just any monitor of sort. So I'm actually curious to try this out. So let's go ahead and grab an iPad and let's see if I can make this show up on a big screen. All right, so we got an iPad here that is incredibly dirty. I do apologize for that. And we have this. All right, so this is supposed to be a pass-through. Now, it should be noted that on the Razer Kishi, the pass-through only provides power. You can't actually use this for anything. We actually tested this in my review of the Razer Kishi. This is only power only, but this actually should have some data to it that should allow you to use this as a monitor to another device. It says that it works with the iPad, so let's try it. So let me go ahead and do that and then power it on here. Why won't it use it as a monitor? Okay, so one, I think in order to use this, it has to be a mini display. So that's automatically gonna kick this out. So it needs to be Thunderbolt to mini display for this guy. So it's not a good test. And then the iPad is also not a good test. So I don't think I have a monitor that would just take USB-C directly. All right, but overall, the feel is pretty good. It does have this right here, which is supposed to be a pass-through, but I have yet to see if it works or not. So this feels pretty good. Let me go ahead and unhook this and see. And hook it up here and here. Okay. So with the Razer Kishi, this works really well too. I like the thumbsticks on the Kishi better than I like these guys here because it doesn't have this ridge. So if you look at the Razer Kishi, it's just it's almost like an Xbox thumbstick where it feels perfectly fine. Like, this is perfect. This is the kind of thumbstick that I would like. This right here, I'm not crazy about. So the thumbsticks feel better, but the buttons feel mushier, if that explains it. But overall, I think both of them will suit your needs. You know, you can go with the backbone or you can go with the Kishi. However, if you do have an Android, I definitely would recommend the Kishi over the backbone all day long because, you know, you don't have a choice in the matter. But the backbone is very, very nice and very, very compatible. It doesn't have any issues with remote play on the PlayStation 5. As I've seen, the Wi-Fi and just connectivity has been relatively good. I don't really have any problems with it. But to be fair, it's not because of the controller, it's because remote play is just good on mobile devices in general. It doesn't really have to do a whole lot with the controller, but the controllers do work. So I would say that the controllers are pretty nice, you know, so you don't have to use your phone whenever you're playing video games. You can actually just use the backbone. And let's see if it does work while we've already moved it to another device. It shouldn't have any issues with it. Oh yeah. and it just picks right back up. So I would rank this over Bluetooth, because Bluetooth sometimes whenever you're switching devices or when you forget about it and you're not using it, it will have some problems with instant connectivity, and sometimes it may not work, whereas this, all you have to do is hook it up. We were able to move back and forth without it having any issues whatsoever. So yeah, this actually feels really good, except for the actual the thumbsticks. I wish they came with something that allows you to remove these thumbsticks and replace it with something else, but it looks like that's the only thing that's in this box. So let me make sure before you have me lying. Okay, yeah, there's nothing else in this box, so we'll just go with that. So with this here, I think I have enough information to go ahead and give my conclusion. Alrighty here, so in conclusion, the PlayStation backbone feels excellent. The button layout is exactly the same as a PlayStation controller, so overall it feels really good in the hands. It's supposed to have lightning pass-through that's supposed to allow you to connect to a bigger monitor. However, I did not experience the ability to do this. It was supposed to connect to an iPad, but my iPad, even though it saw it, it did not switch to another monitor. So maybe there's something I need to press in order for it to work. I'll check on that here a little bit later. But as of right now, I couldn't really get it to work for me, but the feature should be there. It should be more than just power. It actually should be able to pass data, which is already a thumbs up over the Razer Kishi. So overall, as a product for $100, I definitely recommend this product. This product is excellent. So it gives you everything that you want, and it feels really good in the hands, even though my hands are relatively big, and I can't really get a good grip because my hand is so big compared to the actual controller itself. It does feel relatively good for what you get. If I had smaller hands, I'd probably just be swooning all over this, but I feel like I want something. Okay, here's why. If you look at the PlayStation controller, you know these handles are elongated, so the last three of my fingers are wrapped around this part of the controller. There's no this. I need this. Basically, they just cut this part off and just gave you this part of the controller. That's why I don't like it. That's why it's not ideal for my hands. My hands are too big for this guy. If they made this elongated, so if they came out with a different version that made this right here elongated, I'd like it much more and make it feel just like a PlayStation controller in my hands. But overall, for what you get, it's still a very, very good product. If you don't have the Kishi, I do recommend this. If you do have the Kishi, I don't recommend this, because just use the Kishi. Even though its buttons are a little mushier, you can still make do. You can pretty much play any game that you want to play, even with the Kishi. But this one here, I would recommend this one if you're gonna play shooters over the Kishi. And if you already have the Kishi, just stick with it. But if you're playing shooters, I would recommend this one, mostly because the buttons are less mushy. So the click back, it's going to be a little bit quicker. So it's going to give you a little bit better feel. I can already tell that just from touching the buttons. Whereas with the Kishi, you see how this button here pushes down, and it's supposed to, after a certain point, register as a click, but the way it feels when you press it, it feels like there is lag between it. You can't just seemingly move your index finger from one to the other, whereas with the backbone, you can. You see how smooth that is? So if you're pressing the R1, you can very smoothly move your hand to the R2 and immediately press down. So there's no fall off, whereas here, because they're such a different size, and this one is much bigger than this one, it doesn't feel like you're actually pressing. It feels like you press this down and you have to lift up and then press this one down. Does that make sense? It doesn't feel like you can just slide over, whereas this one feels like you can pretty much slide over from one to the other. It feels like it rolls off the index finger better. So overall, I would say the PlayStation backbone, if you have an iPhone, is probably the better product over the Razer Kishi, but if you have anything else, obviously just go with the Razer Kishi. Overall, relatively good product. I definitely recommend it. And that's gonna do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you really like it, go and subscribe. I love you either way. Take care, all the best, and bye.